St Helens have defeated Hull FC in the Challenge Cup quarter-final, 25-22. Second half comeback by Hull. They were 23-12 down at half-time. St Helens took the lead. They were 10-0 up. Ends up 12-10. There's a misconversion there. Percival scores a try. Regan Gray scores a try. Two very young, talented players. Albert Kelly scores an individual try of brilliance. Half goes on. It's close until about the 30-minute mark, and then something happens. It's called yellow cards and Ben Thaler. Now, the first one is a 50-50 in my eyes. You could give it a yellow card. You could just put it on report and penalty only, and give a warning to the player. It's, I think, an accidental crushing tackle. It's not deliberate. 50-50. You can see the player put his hand on the ground to brace himself and support himself and trying to avoid crushing the player's neck further. You can see that he's trying to be... He realises he's got himself and the tackle player in a bad position accidentally. It's not deliberate, but it's a 50-50 one. I've seen worse crusher tackles not given as yellow cards. I've seen lesser crusher tackles given as yellow cards. It's a debatable topic, that area in the game, but the game needs more consistency in that area then when it comes to the crusher tackle, deliberate or accidental. The second yellow card, I think common sense should have prevailed, and it didn't. It's just two big forwards chirping at each other. One gives a little tap to the head with his knee. We're talking the mildest of contacts, no force behind it. He didn't injure the player. The other players allowed, able to continue, and it results in a big coming together of players. No punches thrown. I don't understand that kind of let's just tug each other's jerseys and just F and blind at each other. Ben Thaler, referee. Now, his name has come up before in a previous Challenge Cup game, Toronto versus Warrington. I don't know if the Rugby League... I've seen there's been a lot of yellow cards in the Challenge Cup this season. I don't know if that's from Rugby League headquarters setting out a directive saying we want less reports and more action on the field with discipline with sin bins. I don't know if that's a directive. But this season there's been a lot more yellow cards in my eyes in the Challenge Cup games that I've seen. And also the highlights. There's a lot of players being sent off. And discipline is an issue. Now, if that's a Rugby League directive to try and improve the discipline of the Super League and the Championship clubs that play in the Challenge Cup competition, I don't know. But there's definitely more yellow cards being dished out than in previous seasons in the Challenge Cup that I'm aware of. Now, I could be wrong, but a lot of the games I've seen in the Challenge Cup, a lot of yellow cards, which does sort of occasionally affect an outcome of a game. Now, Hull FC's comeback in the second half is two good tries, Scott Taylor and Maludi. However, there is a drop goal before half-time, which has proved crucial, and there is a penalty after the third yellow card, which is a more dead-on yellow card for a late tackle. I'm not going to argue about that one as much. The previous two, one, I think common sense should have prevailed, and the first one, it's a 50-50, but Ben Thaler, he's a very card-happy ref. Hull's comeback, though, is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. If Maloudi's try is converted and that drop goal didn't go over at half-time on the buzzer, we go to extra time. That is how fine margins this game was decided. A couple of misconversions by both sides, a drop goal, and 3 yellow cards. If Hull had slightly better discipline, and I'm saying that because the crusher tackles are 50-50, the coming together of players, the little knee tap to the head, it is silly. It does show a lack of discipline there in that sense. But I think common sense should prevail. Just put him on report and move on with the game. But the referee has got in his head that Hull are being ill-disciplined. He feels that it's yellow card worthy. But Ben Thaler, in my eyes, is a very card-happy ref, and that means when you see other refs, the game I saw yesterday was very well refereed. A lot of common sense used in this one. A bit more, let's go strictly by the book, which I think sometimes can ruin a game. Except this game was still a brilliant game, even with the yellow cards. It added drama. It was entertaining. Hot conditions, both sides out on their feet at the final whistle. You can see the energy both sides putting in attack and defence. Some great try-saving tackles. And St Helens, Ben Barber didn't score today. Hull managed to shackle Ben Barber in attack. So they prevented him from scoring, which is an amazing achievement considering other teams haven't been so fortunate against Ben Barber when he's coming at them. But again, the referee is a talking point. I don't know if that's a Super League directive or a Rugby League directive from English Rugby League to the referees to say, so putting incidents on report, yellow card them. That's one of my questioning points, and the consistency. Because yesterday in the Challenge Cup, the Warrington game, the refereeing was very common sense, and it actually suited the game. Maybe the game needed that today as well. I don't know. Still, an epic struggle between two good sides. An epic game. And there we go. I will say this as a parting point. I do find that there was a lot of drop ball and a lot of penalties as well. So actual consistent penalty counts are high at the moment. Ball retention and completions of sets is not good enough by some teams. That's something else I've noticed. But anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck to St Helens in the next round. Hard luck for Hull this year. They have won it for the last 2 seasons. Hopefully next season they can bounce back. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.